Hi everyone. Today I am going to speak about how can you keep an interesting conversation with other person. Well, first, I think this topic is very interesting because I think it's very necessary. How can you be interesting for the other person? No? How can you add value to the other person? No? Because I see all the time when I speak about with other persons that they don't know how to keep a conversation with them or with me. So for me, it's sometimes tired. For other persons, I agree with that. I think it's very necessary to know that act well or not well for to keep a conversation with another person, and that's and well. First, I will start. Um, the point of keep a conversation with a person or interesting person, I think is speak about the topics of the other person likes, and with these topics ask with personal questions. I know, I understand that you tell you about how can I keep a conversation or how can I ask a personal question with interesting questions or interesting things or hobbies that he like. Well, I tell you, I remember that. Well, in the with a friend, in the with a friend or no friend, is a companion in my box. Uh, after af- after we all sparring, we start to talk. Well, I he say me, oh bro, good sparring, good punch, good kicks, and that's and yes, I tell him that yeah, we sparring was good, and that's well, I started with a question. I tell him, bro, why when do you start boxing? He tell me that he start um, uh, in 2 months ago, 3 months ago, and yes, I say him, oh, fantastic, bro, it's a good time. So, but why? I mean, why do you start boxing? He start to open with me, no? He says me, I started with my girlfriend. My girlfriend practice do box in this academy, no? So she motivates me to start box in this academy. So I start. Yes, in that point, I put a conversation, or I have to. Well, I have the decision. I have the decision to end a conversation or keep a conversation. So I started a conversation and tell him, oh, I see, bro. And your girlfriend, why she doesn't with you in this moment? He opened for me and says me, oh, bro, the thing is, well, we we uh, we are no we finish or we end the relationship or relationship. When to I started to ask about the relationship, no, that he passed in the past. I say I go I want to go in this point that I think it's very necessary to start it is a question, no? Yeah, you can see that I started with a question. Oh, bro, when do you start boxing? And then I passed to the question. When the other my companion says me about his girlfriend, and that. And so I think is the art of keep a conversation. Other point that I want to speak, and I see other persons speak about or speak about about of yourself. I don't know. I think it's very so, bro. I mean, when if the other person don't tell you or don't tell you about or oh, bro, tell me about your story, tell me about that points and that. So I think it's not very necessary, no, to speak about you. Although uh, when the experience that you want to speak or the topic do you want to speak is about to refer the conversation that you have before uh, with her or with him, no? So I think in this point it's very necessary, no? Uh, be conscious about in the topic do you want to speak about the other person. Point in the mindset or put in your mindset that for about to know the story of about the other persons. You have don't go to, or don't start a conversation with a point or you might say you or uh, I have to be interested for the other person. I have to be no, you focus. You have to be your focus. You have to focus on the other person. Say you might say how well how can I feel good? How can I feel how can I feel him hope him good about his persons and that. So, or how can I be more, or how how can I how can I keep a conversation, interesting conversation with him or with her? So, in this point, I think it's very necessary. Just learn to learn learn to listen to persons and put on your mindset about I wanna know about the other persons, and that's so. I think in this point, it's a key. It's okay for to know the other person. And that's you can with that topic no más. With that topic, just do the thing. You can build a great friendship or great brotherhood with other person. You don't know. Obviously, there are other persons, no, and that where is more closer and don't tell about him or her about all the story, no. I know that. But another point, I think it's very well. In my case, it worked for me. So who know, who don't like to tell about them about of yourself. Who don't like? Obviously, in my case, I I like to about or myself. I know that my friends like to tell about himself, and that's but and a part of that, other topic that, or other point that I want to speak, or I wanted to speak, no, I want to speak, is about keep the friendship, or keep them, or uh, meet with other person with more frequently, no? Well, so, I mean, you can have a great conversation or interesting conversation with other person, no? But if you don't But if you don't the focusing of meet with another person, obviously the conversation with that her in that moment, no, just a great conversation. Obviously, I don't tell you that it's magic or is. it's fantastic, no? Or no, yeah, it's magic to when you have a great or interesting conversation with other person. The other person tells you, "Oh, bro, we have a great interesting question, so interesting conversation. So I will help you with all the problems that you will have." But no, it's no work like that. First, you have to start a conversation with the mindset. I wanted to know about the other person, or I wanna feel better at other persons, and that's you have to this mindset, and a part of that, you have to point of don't speak about you, although the topic requires or the other person as you, and that's and the other point is you have to be more meet more with the other person with more frequently. Well, I'll tell you, I remember that I speak with other person and we have a great conversation, an interesting conversation, and that's. But well, the other person, in my case, I don't, I don't ask or I don't ask him about his Instagram or his WhatsApp. So that person is very interesting, no? Because he have a great social cycle, have a great jobs, and I know that if we get a conversation, we meet with more frequently. We have well, opportunity that he guides to me, and that's bad. In my case, I don't get a conversation or I don't meet the other person with more frequently. So the moment in the university, I saw him. I say hello, bro. How are you? And that's but I don't I don't there are uh, don't exist the opportunity to start an interesting conversation. We tell you or ask about his Instagram or WhatsApp, and that's because I remember that I meet him with other friend me, and that's so. I think if you follow these 3 points, practically you will get a good friends or good brotherhood. It's applied with women and men, and that's so. I think at this point is very necessary for because I saw people in that they doesn't know they don't know how to keep a conversation, and it's very I think it's very fundamental, no, fundamental to keep a conversation with other person. Just yeah, you have to be the you should have the courage or the value of start a conversation and then keep a conversation, and that's just that. Oh well, thank you.